dangerous tendencies. Turn up the tension. Let's go disco kissing. Jump up and dance with me. Your lips are ecstasy. I'm on a mission. Let's go disco kissing. Up when you're next to me. Dangerous tendencies. Turn up the tension. Let's go disco kissing. Stars on the ceiling, I'm falling out of focus. You got me hypnotized. So elevated, I wonder if you notice. You brought me back to life.
Is it just me, Grave, or does this seem like an AI song?
Disco Kissing sounds like a venereal disease passed around in the late 70s. I'm just saying.
For everybody out there, just so you guys know, so I use the same playlist every week, right? It's the Monster Cat new music playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is all stuff that's on their label. And this is probably the first time that I've heard a song from their channel that sounds like the vocals sound like they're from AI.
It sounds almost like, I don't know how, like The Weeknd meets the Bee Gees.
Kind of does. So okay, Vice Tone does a lot of like retro disco songs.
Okay.
And Morgan is more of a old school trance artist. And so like I'm digging the music itself, but it's just the vocals 100% sound like they sound like like an AI algorithm wrote them.
Hey, soon AI can do our jobs for us. We don't have to do anything. Hooray!
The reason I know AI can't do our jobs is because I know that there's better writing and music for that. So,
you're right. Like bop, dop,
bop, dop, dop, bop, da, da. Okay, that's enough. All right, let's go ahead and start the show.
Nerding.
And this song is in fact not AI.
No computers were used in making it?
No, computers were used to make this, but it's not AI. Yep. This song was created by good friend of the show, DJ Curry. Also friend of Funko.
Really?
Fun fact, yeah, he used to work at Funko. That's okay, so 5 Secrets come out 5 years later, right? Our logo was designed by a former Funko designer.
Okay.
And the guy who made our music was one of his best friends and was a coworker of his at Funko. So like we were like halfway created by Funko. It's kind of cool actually.
And you have your own pops too. It's all works together.
We do have our own Funko Pops, which were separate from Funko. So because 5 years later, mine totally still looks like me.
It sure does. Especially really with does. that like pale brown hair.
The pale brown hair. James's is perfect. It looks just like him. Except for the salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if you gave it salt and pepper hair, all I need is a paint pen and I can do that.
Do it. This is learning through the ages.
Actually, our we had somebody that designed some new characters for us because we're trying to create an animated opening for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the critiques I gave was, can you put more salt and pepper in his hair? and she did, and it was great. He looks really good. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by the good folks over at W. That's right. W is a brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. W contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Find out more about W at www.w.gg. Use the code NERDING10 and get 10% off your order, guys. It's delicious. They have so many different flavors that are out there. I just tried one of the newer ones, the Chainsaw Man flavor. It's a blood orange flavor, and it is so good.
So does it taste like a lumberjack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because Chainsaw Man is a lumberjack. He's actually just a dude with a chainsaw for a head. It's weird. Anime is anime. Anime is gonna anime. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into this. I'm very excited for today's guest. This was one of those things where when I made the proposition, I was like, let's see if it happens. And then he emailed me and I'm like, yes, it's happening. I was so excited. Tonight's guest is a certified juggernaut in the comedy multiverse, a writer whose jokes have ricocheted through The Daily Show, Conan, the MCU, late night TV, award stages, and now straight into the pages of his brand new history-warping, brain-tickling book, The Jews, 5,000 Years and Counting. And we're going to talk about so many other books on here because we've got a lot that we're going to talk about, but that's the latest one. He's a 5-time Emmy winner, a Peabody snagger, a Grammy grabber, a graphic novel troublemaker, and a man who somehow makes ancient history read like a group chat gone off the rails. Please make some noise. Let's cue that up. Please make some noise. Crank your enthusiasm to 11 and help us welcome the brilliantly chaotic, relentlessly clever, always hilarious Rob Kutner.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
I fixed the Modoc filter. How about that?
Yeah. It's like it really wasn't Modoc. So for all of you guys, the magic off screen because everything live works.
Little BTS here, guys. Little BTS. Go ahead.
Right. He comes on and it's basically like zoomed in on a booger.
Like
right there.
It was like, "Hi guys."
Yeah, and it was like Rob goes, "I'm not going to be on the show like this the entire time." Am I like, it's your camera, man? I don't know.
So they have this setting on Mac I just found out called Center Stage, which is the AI that does that, and it's like having your mom as your manager. Like, okay, we're going to make my boy's face bigger. Center Stage.
We can't see you.
You know what's funny is I've seen that feature on my computer and I've never touched it. I thank God that I haven't, because that just would be bad. If it's like zoomed in on my on like a nose hair in the middle of a show, it'd be terrible.
Because all these dermatologists are like joining the chat. Like, I have some suggestions for him.
That gives me an idea.
Yeah, new hustle.
Exactly.
That's what we got to do. That's what we got to start doing now. Rob, welcome to the show, man. So before we jump into your history and everything that you've accomplished, because you have a lot of accomplishments, before we get into your story, let's learn a little bit about you, right? So if a movie was made based on your life, who would play you and why?
Carrot Top. I don't know. Wow, I've never been asked that. That's a great question. Do you know the actor David Paymer? Does that ring a bell? He's like an old school actor. He's a character actor who has kind of a tall Jewy face like I do. And for Conan just like, I didn't really remember who he was, but you'd know if you saw it. You should pull up a picture of David Paymer, Paymer, and Conan just started calling me that all the time.
He just call you Dave. He just like, Paymer, come here.
Yeah, exactly. He just decided that's
who
it was.
Definitely who that is. Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's gonna go on my epitaph, by the way, on my graveyard. I knew who that was.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I also like you Carrot Top answer because I want to know if his pre-muscle bound Carrot Top or current muscle bound Carrot Top.
I forgot about the whole carrot top getting ripped, right?
Yeah.
Carrot Top is Dude's massive now, man.
Yes, he had something in something else in that wacky treasure chest of his besides it says prop. There was some juicing in there, some creatine.
Yeah.
There's some dubby maybe.
Some dubby. That's right.
Yes,
the other
white power in bags is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
the other thing that he had in that box was a syringe and an alcohol pad to help pad up his ass.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't do the close-up camera of my ass because I would be pretty embarrassed about that too. There's a little padding going on there. A little Hollywood special effects magic. I'm just saying. They don't just do prosthetics for faces.
I
It
mean,
takes me 3 hours to get this look on my butt.
I mean, I think Kim Kardashian has like the add 10 pounds to her butt camera on at all times.
There's that.
Well, Rob, we also have like to know, we have a segment called Grown Up Geeky. What did you geek out on as a kid?
Oh wow. Let's see. So I'm a bit older than you, Jen. So I was actually in the OG Star Wars action figures generation.
Nice.
Like I was like when that stuff was like just coming out, and it was like some of those ones that like they weren't sure it was like characters who really weren't going to be big in the movies, but they just released figures of them anyway. Did you ever hear about this thing from the Toys That Made Us about like the Boba Fett IOUs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, but they didn't have it ready in time because they had no idea how many people would want that. So I came up with all that stuff, and I was really into that for a while. I got into kind of like the Oz books, which is kind of a little detour. Like there's like 20 more books after the original one.
Yeah.
Right,
We've talked about it on the show a couple times.
Oh, have you? Yeah.
Oh, because the movie Return to Oz is based off of those later books too.
Yeah. Right. Ozma of Oz, and yeah. So it got really deep and interesting in the lore, and then they had other writers take over and stuff. That was kind of like James Bond, like it was like the Oz franchise just continued. But
Nice. That's awesome though. I remember in the 90s at our local library, they always had people do like display of their collectibles, and someone had a collection of their 70s and 80s Star Wars action figures.
Yeah,
there under glass, of course.
Of course, it can never be touched. Never.
Right.
I mean, you have the coveted one too, right? It's the one action figure that is in every Star Wars toy collector's wish list, and that's the prototype Boba Fett that still had the rocket on the back. That now is the reason why the warning small objects or choking hazard exists.
The lawsuit Boba Fett, yes.
Lawsuit Boba Fett. That's actually a better way. Yes.
That action figure is still more dangerous than the character from the Book of Boba Fett TV series.
Hey,
he was a mayor who wanted to get better trading routes.
He needed his sauna naps, okay?
I was like,
Dad bod Boba Fett.
I think I posted a social media somewhere. I was like, when it was on, I was like, spoiler alert: Boba Fett lies in nap, remembers stuff. Next episode.
Well, he did go full dad mode. He found the best stick ever and had to show everyone his stick.
Yeah, I did like the kids on the multicolored Vespas or whatever, like the cool color, the pastel color gang. That was just.
It's funny because he talks about how like the one thing that he hated about that role was specifically for that show was that Boba talks too much
in the show.
Yeah,
he goes. He's supposed to be a man of no words, basically, right?
Right. Yeah. He said like usually the things that Boba says tend to be profound, right? And he said, and that was like his one major complaint about the writing on the show was
this is Boba the first actor in history who's like too many lines.
Yeah. But I mean, that's also somebody who understands the character, right? It's like
respect. I respect.
Yeah,
that. Yeah. It's all like it's like the Clint Eastwood Man with No Name, like that. Like it says very few words, but they're all like impactful for that reason.
Right, yeah. and I mean, he's based that's who he's based on. That's who
right, exactly.
He's based on, right?
The vibe, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I think he understands that, and especially because I think he also understands that as much as they wanted to make Boba talk and everything like that. The Mandalorian was also based on that character, and he was is successful with that formula. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it with the Mandalorian, you don't have to change Boba Fett.
Yeah. Maybe he just didn't like memorizing lines. You ever think of that?
Could also be that. That's probably actually more accurate.
Fan theory.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. What was your prized action figure from your Star Wars set?
Gosh, it was a while back. I'm trying to remember. I think it wasn't those characters, but I like the TIE fighters because they had a thing where like you pushed a button and the wings just flew right off. So it's like I feel like a lot of toys never like went that hard after that, where you could just like have it just you could actually simulate battle that way.
Yeah.
You just use these sound effects and just boom.
Yeah. I always like the joke of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, they're just charred pieces.
Yeah. Seeing like Moccasin does, that's great.
Yeah.
Get the long coveted Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen action figures. It's just skeletons.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Moisture batteries sold separately.
Moisture batteries sold
Moisture
separately.
batteries not included.
Now, did you do the collections in the 90s as well? You had all the special edition re-releases essentially?
No, I was kind of past it at that point. I kind of got back into it later, but I did. I was a total sucker for like all the, like they re-released them really for Empire and then for Return of the Jedi, like with the now in sand gear again, So I like would go back and get like the ones again because that was the first time they tried that out on like this nation of guinea pigs, and it totally worked. And so like, then they're like, oh, if we just change the wardrobe in every movie, they have to buy all new shit.
Exactly. Power Rangers got that right years ago.
Yeah. I knew someone who worked on the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic reboot, and
yeah,
I don't know if you guys ever saw that one, but like,
yeah,
it was by Lauren Faust, and it was pretty. I don't want to say exactly feminist, but it was pretty like sort of empowering for girls, and like they weren't into the princess shit the way that like other girls properties did. And then it was like season 4. It's like, now she's a prince. Twilight Sparkle's a princess now, so we can sell a new one with a tiara. Like, even they gave up.
Yeah. I have $2, and they're the perfect age when that came out to really enjoy it.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Sparkle, sparkle, sunshine.
Right.
But let's face it, Danny DeVito was a voice in the movie in the 80s, so we never got him back. But Rob, getting to my tales, you've had a really interesting life, haven't you? You have some starting at Princeton to living abroad and even being deported from a country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel all your life experiences you've had have informed you in your sense of humor?
I mean, I think that's true of anybody, right? Like, experiences will inform you. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think like, I spent a while figuring out what I wanted to do. Like, it's interesting. Like, I teach at film school now, and at LMU, and a lot of kids are like really pretty pre-professional, even in high school, at the high school level too. I have a 17-year-old daughter. Like, kids are, and I just had no idea. So, I was just exploring the world, trying things. I didn't even figure it out till like the end of college what I wanted to do. And I like to think in some ways, and I suggest that to people, like if you want to be a creator or a creative or writer or director or whatever, or actor or anything, just take in a lot of experiences. Like, don't just like narrow your, like suddenly this is advice TED Talk time with Rob. But I think like just like taking in a wide variety of experiences with no plan or no scheme gives you just your brain more places to go. At some point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's amazing people's life journeys and where they get to, because you never expect what the next step is going to be. We've talked to people like I saw on my other show I do. It's like, yeah, when I was 17, I just went to England and met Vincent Price and all the people from Hammer Horror and Peter Cushing. You just went there and did that. And like, what? How?
As one does, right?
As one does. I can't imagine going and trying that now. I'm like, hey, big actor, let me just go knock on your Jenna Ortega. Hello.
It would be really hard to meet Vincent Price now, I have to say.
Yeah, no, it'd be very
really
difficult.
easy in a way.
It'd be really easy. He's I know exactly where he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had the opportunity to meet his daughter a couple months ago, and it's just absolute blast.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Does she sound like him?
No, but she's kind of like I remember my dad coming in and was like, I got a really shitty movie coming up. I'm excited.
That's funny to hear. Like even Vincent Price knew that his movies were shitty. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he knew his movies were. Some of the movies were shitty. Some of them were
If you're a
fun
working
classics. I
actor,
mean,
you're gonna have some duds, and you're just gonna like they're gonna be paycheck movies, right? You're just like,
yeah.
I gotta stay relevant. I'll do some bad things just keep working because you don't want those calls to dry up, right?
Yeah. Well, especially if you're willing to ham it up for
Right.
everything.
Right.
Now, you said you got your stuff together kind of like at the end of college. Is that when you really determined you wanted to be a writer then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, you've written for all the greats that we can, in the past 20 years, essentially, right? With
So the ones that we consider greats.
Well, yes.
What is there?
So how did you kind of get into that writing room then? Like, is your first gig?
Well, it was, it's never a straight shot into that stuff. It's the same kind of thing. You kind of have to try a lot of things in the entertainment industry. So I was actually aiming to be like a sitcom writer or a film writer, and I moved out to LA, and I tried a lot of stuff. I was like entering contests and trying to get an agent and working with a partner and taking classes and schmoozing and all this stuff. And there was I tried a bunch of things, nothing panned out. Couldn't get a leg up. And then like my writing partner got an internship on a show, became friends with the host. The host got a show on HBO and brought him on as assistant. And my friend recommended me. And then I got in there as an assistant too. And then started learning to write. This was Dennis Miller, the comedian.
Right.
And I started to learn his voice and study that and write jokes for him. And finally, like they had an opening in the writing staff. I mean, that's a really compressed version of a story that was like many years in the making. But basically, trying a bunch of things. Finally, your friend knows about an opportunity. You get a foot in the door. You work like hell to like learn what the job is there, and then you pray that there's an opening, and there's a tiny opening, and I kicked the door in through it, and that's how I got into late night, which wasn't the plan, but it's been great. It's been a great ride.
Yeah. I mean, it's always interesting how people get there, and it's kind of like he said, who helps a little bit too, and as you said, jumping at the opportunities there. And what was it like then, kind of like writing comedy then for someone else's voice? Talk about writing for Dennis Miller, and it was like working with Jon Stewart and Conan. It's like kind of working with them to match their humor.
Yeah, they're really different styles. So a funny thing about me that I realized later on is that in high school, I was kind of the guy who would do all the impressions of the teachers. Like I didn't have really any skills. You don't want to. I wasn't even just not picked last for a team. I was like they would forfeit the game so they didn't have to pick me. But
well, we're fucked. All right, let's just go to the next one.
Let's just not do sports at all. So I was the guy who did impressions of teachers, and I realized later I think there's something about that where I have this, I had this sort of like innate skill to just sort of like, mimic, and kind of like my brain would just lock on to someone's voice, and so I think that helped me navigate between those three. But they were just really different environments. Like Dennis Miller's was this HBO show. It was very like smartly written. It was very satirical and stuff. And then Daily Show was also smart satirical, but it was just a completely different vibe. Like Jon Stewart's whole humor was very conversational. It's not as joke driven. It's a lot about showing expressions and attitudes. And his politics are very different from Dennis Miller's too. And then Conan is also different. Like he's a more traditional joke writer, but then his comedy sensibility is just Looney Tunes, like smart but also just ridiculous. So it's just like, and I think you learn a lot really from the other writers. Like in each show, there was a little bit of a learning curve where like you kind of hang around for a while, just trying to absorbing the way that the writers who've already been there are doing stuff, and it kind of influences your comedy. You start kind of like it's like milk in the fridge next to the fish. The milk starts tasting like fish.
Yep.
I got some fish milk into my writing is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
Fish milk.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people don't. I don't say a lot of people don't realize it, but if we talk to people like as comedians, especially stand-up comedians, expand their career, is they don't have time to write all their jokes. So they have writers. Right. And that's the same way with showbiz. You look at the writer list on even like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. There's 15 people on the writing staff, and trying to make it work. So how do you guys kind of like ping ideas off each other's in the writers' room?
Yeah, that's a great point. So like one thing about it is that you have to like basically pump out a lot of shit to get to the gold. You know, I think I'm quoting Aristotle there.
Yeah.
No, but really, you have to try a lot of stuff, and then like a few good things will come out of that, and then you'll refine those a little bit, and then put them together in a good way. But like, you have to have like a lot of brains. I mean, like even like a brilliant comic who does a 1 hour, like they've spent years probably trying that out on audiences, like trying all kinds of jokes or variations in the phrasing. I remember reading about Seinfeld spent 3 years on a phrase and a joke that's like became one of the like signature jokes in his routine, like just the phrasing, because the timing is really critical. The way the information hits the audience's ears like makes a huge difference in just like where the laugh kind of comes out of them. So there's that stuff, and then like I think in general also that whole writer's room, is like where a good idea becomes like an unexpected idea, where like our brains, you guys are funny guys and you kind of probably think of funny things probably the same way I do. But if one person thinks of one sort of first idea and then throws it out, someone else comes up with some spin on it, a third person spins it a different way, someone comes up with a new angle on it, like just putting all the same brains on the same idea takes it in a whole new direction. And that really came out in the Conan room. Like it'll be sort of cool to see someone pitch a pretty straightforward comedy piece, and just like where it ended up getting to that meeting was like explain some of the signature comedy pieces from that.
Right. It's almost like an improv yes and.
It's a lot like that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and all those people come from
from improv, right?
That background. Yeah.
It's just always boggles my mind, and just be able to write to the whoever you're writing for, their voice too. And I also like comedy, because especially live comedy, because generally you're able to get that laugh instantaneously. That's why a lot of people like theater versus movies, because you don't know how the joke's gonna land in the movie because you're not getting the feedback.
It's amazing. It's such a high. Like I could tell that like they were all addicted to it. Like all three of them. Like it's like kind of why they got into it. Like like they need that like jolt of adrenaline from like people loving them in the moment. Like it's just a great showing of love. It's really very cool.
Yeah. I mean, and you use comedy and writing and they talk about some pretty heavy topics as well, presidential stuff that's constantly political, all that stuff. And what's that kind of like, able to keep like a high with the joke of it, but being something very serious though.
Yeah, that was interesting. So a different use of the writer's room from Conan was the Daily Show you're talking about. So like what that would look like is like Jon Stewart would come in the morning just pissed off about something, like he saw something in the news, or he just saw the media treating something a certain way that he thought was so ridiculous, and it wasn't really funny at first. You'd come in like, who are these idiots, or who are these hucksters trying to pit us against each other, or dumb us down, or whatever it is, or support the people in power, etc. You come in like kind of more of a moral position, really, like sort of an ethical issue, and then we'd have a bunch of people around, and then we'd say, oh, I noticed there's a pattern of this, and that's why you get those montages. Someone else would notice the pattern, or someone would say, hey, it reminds me of this funny thing in pop culture, and then it would be sort of like we do kind of a pop culture take on it. But these things, as you say, start out serious, but when you throw a lot of comedy brains at something, like they'll figure different ways to slice and dice it, and then you find just some unexpected way to tell the story where it's not really about anger or frustration or sadness. It's about like making it into a cartoon so everyone can see how ridiculous it is, like kind of blowing up a balloon of it.
It's like I said, comedy is a good way to do it, and that's why you have a lot of good comedians kind of like I said, I look at last week tonight, that you have to tread that water very carefully. And now, especially this year in particular, writers have to be very treading water to say their jokes without worry about getting canceled or going to that whole side of it.
I'm actually like I have a lot of friends obviously still in that. I haven't done it since 2018, but I have a lot of friends who are still working those shows, and I definitely feel for them. It's like, I think for the most part they're okay, and like Kimmel just got renewed for another year actually, and that whole Colbert thing was just sucky. But I mean, at least they gave him most of a year to like write that out. But
I can't wait to see where he lands, man. I see HBO picking him up. Like HBO would be stupid not to pick him up.
I can totally see that too.
Yeah.
I just when you're writing, did you ever? I mean, like I said, that you said you haven't done it since 2018. Was there ever a thought in your head that like, oh, this is gonna get us in trouble with so and so?
No, it wasn't a thought at the time. Different issue was that I was on Conan from 2009 to 2018. So what was interesting, not to get too political, but basically like Trump going from candidate to president was a huge shift in the comedy. Where like when he was a candidate, he was saying all these crazy stuff, and I think we didn't think he was going to win. We thought Clinton was going to win, and so he was sort of like easily like he was in clown territory. And then when he won, and everyone's like, "Oh, holy shit, he may do these crazy things, or this might happen." And also, everyone was really polarized and angry, and the audience was just like not in this mood to laugh, or they were like defensive of him and didn't want to laugh at him, etc. And then also the fact that he's kind of like a spider who just touches every piece of the news. Like he's got a tentacle in every. Spiders have tentacles, right, kids?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
He had a spider leg. That's the technical term. Touching everything, like if there was like, the NFL kneeling controversy, like NFL, like so people didn't want to hear him about it anymore. But he was always somehow like touching the news, and so like, but also we had to talk to him as the president. It was a very weird time to be in like political comedy. I have to say, people are always like, "You must have had a field day with that guy's president." And I was like. Remember I said about spring sports? So I did not enjoy field day. Those were not good days.
Oh man, I have to ask though, Rob. In 2011 at Conan, did you write the guy frozen on Lakeshore Drive in the snowpocalypse? I have to know because I'm from Chicago.
No, I remember that, but no. There's a whole like Chicago contingent from our show, like Brian Stack, who've been with Second City and stuff, and Andy. Of course, they'd all study there and stuff. So like, there's a very deep and Dion Cole,
yes,
big Chicago bench, I think, in that show. So you're talking about when we were in Chicago doing shows there.
Oh, you also had the snowpocalypse when like we had the polar vortex, like people were.
Oh yeah, the polar vortex. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I was working downtown when that happened. So.
Oh my god! And yet, so you had only your beard to protect you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, his beard is sentient, so I mean there is that. It just protects him the entire time.
It really is. Yes.
Your beard is the creature from The Thing, I think.
It is. Yeah, but I just remember, like, leaving the city. I was leaving like at noon. People were like, it will be fine. Come home. We had 6 foot tall snow drifts. My wife was pregnant. We didn't have a snow blower.
Oh my god!
I tried calling. He's like, "Oh, there's a guy frozen on Lakeshore Drive." I'm like, yes, I was on that road. It was happening.
My condolences. Although I have to think it's if you live in Chicago, like how do you know what to make of like. Because there's always like that to some extent every year, right? Like it always gets terrible in some way, right? So when is it terrible? When is it manageable terrible? Like it's different calculus than we have in California.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that's why I live in California. So
yeah,
I mean, exactly. During that polar vortex, Chicago was the coldest place on Earth when that happened. It was colder than Antarctica, which is amazing. That's like okay, it's a little cold. Other than that, it's like it's -30. It's fine.
Yeah, that is 100% a fuck that for me. So
sorry, we have all our seasons to the extreme.
Yeah, I would rather. I'm happy with my like 2 seasons a year.
Pilot season and Oscar season.
There you go.
There you go. Now, you also done some TV writing for, and of course, this is a James joke here, for Teen Titans Go and Ben 10. What was it like working with Teen Titans Go?
That was a very cool experience. So that show is freelance written, which means there's not a writer's room per se. It means that you so basically the guys who created it, I pitched them like pages of ideas, and they're that show seems like it's goofy, but it's actually very specific. Like it's very particular. It has this very particular tone, which is why it's done so well. I think because they really like nailed some kind of sweet spot where I think basically like parents and kids all watch it with like the same level of interest, and it's just like okay. So it's a very narrow like target to get it right. So I sent it, and also they've done like thousands of episodes. You know, they've covered the DC spread. So I wrote a bunch of ideas for it, and they kind of liked one. So I went in and met with them, and then we kind of broke the story together, and then I went off and wrote a draft. And I wish it was a more exciting story because it was just like me at my computer, but in my jammies, but in my Robin outfit. But actually, I'm more of a Raven, really. But
that was actually going to be my next question. Is who's your favorite Titan?
I actually do like her the best. I think all things told, because it's like she's so like OP really, and doesn't really care and doesn't really use that at all. Like you guys saw the movie, right? Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Oh yeah, that was my foray into it because I was so
you hadn't seen the show?
Anti that show. No, because I was
one of those. Okay,
I was a purist, right? So I was just kind of like,
the original one, right? Which is a good show too. Which is a good,
But then I watched the movie. I watched the movie because my old roommate's son really wanted to watch it. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. And I was so hooked on it. Like every joke in that movie was amazing. And it made me go back and watch the show. And I was like, why did I not give this a chance?
Yeah. So first of all, there was that running joke about she could just summon a portal and solve the situation. Right. And they keep forgetting about this. Hey guys, portal. My son and I, he's 13. He and I still make that joke just basically when he's in a situation. Hey guys, portal. But what I also love about that is they had the whole joke about all the other ancillary Batman properties they're gonna get spinoffs before Robin will.
Right.
And 2 out of 3 of them actually have since then. So like Alfred got a series, and then the Batmobile has a series. So like it's basically just Utility Belt is the only thing left that they haven't actually made a real life series out of.
Right.
And that was a joke at the time, and I was like, nope, they're gonna do that too.
Yeah. Was it different? You kind of like not doing full adult humor then, and kind of bringing it down more towards teen level, or just kind of slip some other stuff in there?
I don't feel like it's that kind of show. I think it's like because it's like the adult stuff you would do might be like references or Easter eggs or like just kind of an attitude, but I don't think it's not particularly like, I mean, if I was going to try to write down to teens, that would be like a disaster. I think, you have to just like, that show is written by like, people like adults for what they think is funny. And like the kids just kind of gravitate towards it, and little younger kids, cause it has like goofy physicality, and the drawings are very goofy and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. It kind of reminds me of like the kind of the same thing they do at Adventure Time. Where it's very like, jokes that the adults will appreciate and that the adults will find funny, but it's still written for kids.
I feel like the scenarios and the settings are very like accessible and like more kid friendly. And then like you said, the dialogue and the language is a little bit more adult skewing, but it's not like anything particularly like dark or edgy or adult. Adventure Time goes into some dark places sometimes, but it's kind of
Adventure Time goes into a lot of dark places.
Yeah.
That was very confusing when my kids were little, because like I had a DVD of Adventure Time, and I was gonna pop it on. I was like, oh wait, let me just check which episodes they're watching, because it's like, I think I told my kid, I said, you can watch this one, and you must never ever watch this one.
So of course they watched that one a lot, right?
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Catnip.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about cartoons, and especially adult themed cartoons, is that it works. Like I was, Simpsons is now in their 37th season.
Yeah.
So I was like 4 when it started.
Yeah.
And my parents like, oh, it's a cartoon. Sure, you can watch, because at that point in time, there weren't a lot of adult themed cartoons on regular daytime TV, right?
Especially in prime time, man.
Yeah, prime time. And I remember the distinct episode my parents were watching with me, like, you're never watching this show again. It's where Homer gets drunk and hits on the neighbor, his wife. And my parents like, yep, done. But
it's shocking that like when it came out like in the 90s, that it was scandalous, like the fact that Bart spoke back to his father and never got his comeuppance, like that passed for like controversy back then.
I mean, to be fair, he did choke the shit out of him on a regular basis.
And that was okay.
Yes. Not often enough, I say. Is this being recorded? Oh, wait.
but it's kind of that same thing too. You know, I have all my childhood cartoons growing up, and I also have like my oldest kids. They like Futurama a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
and that is very heavy, sciencey, mathematical stuff in there too. That
Yeah, supposedly like the level of PhDs in that writer's room is like, you know, could like staff a think tank. And yeah, exactly. Some people like left like the hard sciences to go work on that show. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think there's like 7 PhDs or something in there,
Mhm.
and they have made mathematical equations straight up just for the show only, and they work in theorems.
Wow.
That's
Amazing.
intense.
Yeah, but I mean, Conan was a writer on The Simpsons for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You
He
know,
famously wrote like the monorail episode, and
Yeah.
it was most famous. And yeah, and that was really great because and SNL, you know, of course, and that was one of the things that was different with him and the other hosts is that he had been a writer. So I think he just communicated with us in a completely different style,
Mhm.
which was interesting.
Yeah.
He could diagnose more like it was interesting because John would just sort of like rewrite a joke just to be in his style.
Yeah.
But Conan would just sort of diagnose what was wrong with the joke, and then we would send us back to fix it, which was interesting.
Yeah, because people have said he's a very intelligent man too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's no slouch. He's no slouch. He's not like a Futurama writer intelligent, but he's okay.
Yeah, but I said I heard his comedic timing is fantastic. Like, you know, I don't. You probably weren't involved with Cone Mosco at all, right?
I was involved. That's like just a small staff. That's like the remnants of the. That's like the the Battlestar Galactica people like who fled the mothership and they're just trying to find their way. They're like on this little ship out, you know, going to like, you know, Cuba and Brazil. But so I mean it's a small staff because they just take 2 people, but it's really 2 or 3 people. But he is yeah, like the fact that he just, I mean, they go with preparation for sure.
Yeah.
Stuff, but like that he is so good in the moment that you can put him in like any kind of cultural situation in your country and he'll sort of disarm people with his charm and like find funny things and just make quips and stuff like that. It's just like it's incredible to watch. And he was like that all the time. Like his brain is like a high powered like turbo machine. Like I remember every day we'd have our like final meeting like before the taping. And so he's walking around in the meeting. We have like 20 people in this sort of boiler room. He's doing the monologue, testing the monologue jokes out in the room with us. He's watching pieces of video to see if they're any good or not. He's discussing business with Jeff Ross, you know, the producer on the show.
Yeah.
He is doing a riff, an advanced, sophisticated riff with Andy about something, you know, like you'd find in an improv show. And he's got a guitar and he's singing insulting songs about some of the writers, which he's coming up with in his head, and they rhyme. He hasn't done it before. It's like, how is this guy doing all this at once? And get his hair and makeup done too, you know. Just
yeah.
So like both interesting and fun at the same time. Just like,
oh yeah, I mean it was a trip. Like it was almost like exhausting.
Yeah, working with the same, you know, with the same people for a number of years, you find that your humor is kind of like mix and like you get a little bit more of their sense and like into your writing going forward.
Fish
like
milk.
Pieces.
Fish milk.
Yeah.
Fish milk. Okay. Yeah.
No, for sure. To the point where like
God, we're using that from now on, man. Fish milk.
No, for sure. Like there's still jokes that I'll write or something like that. And I'll think, oh, that's a joke that was inspired by this guy I work with or this woman I work with. Like that's their kind of joke. Like, and I'll just think of things every now and then and just like text an old colleague and say, hey, this thing, and it's like the thing they used to say all the time. Like it definitely like creeps you. And I think that's good because it's like you get a lot of sort of extra tools in the toolbox because every comedy writer sort of approaches things a little bit differently.
Yeah. Yeah. You talk about quippy because that kind of help write, you know, or write Watch Out for the Little Guy in the quippy world.
You mean, look out for the little guy.
Look out for the little guy. Yeah.
Watch out for the little guy. Watch out. Yeah, I think so too. And like you're talking about the Ant-Man book.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring the audience along up to speed here. Yeah. So
ADHD journey. It's fine. You guys can follow.
Oh, I'm here with you, but some people might not be with you. I'm on riding the rodeo with you guys, but I think that was an example of like also getting in the head, and it really was kind of like getting into Paul Rudd a little bit. Head, like just sort of locking into that character's like the way he just quips about things, especially when they're a little bit uncomfortable, or because he doesn't think that much of himself. He still doesn't really believe he's a superhero or he should be one.
Right.
And he's always kind of in that kind of nervous joking style. He's kind of just joking away the seriousness that people give him. So I think that was sort of attitudinal. And then, yeah, probably there's jokes in there for sure that were like inspired by like little stylistic things I picked up from other people for sure.
Yeah. Now, can you peel back the curtain? Was that something that Marvel approached you for, or just something you pitched to get in there?
Yeah, well, it was actually a cool story because what happened was, so I mean, you guys put up a thumbnail with all my books. So I had this kid's graphic novel called Snot Goblins and Other Tasteless Tales.
Oh, and we're gonna bring that up later.
Oh, we will.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. So I had this kid's like wacky graphic novel, and the editor that we worked with, really, he and I really vibed, and he liked working with me. I liked working with him. We had a very similar sense of humor, and he ended up leaving there and moving to Marvel. And so they were planning to do this book. Like they had this, the Ant-Man, Scott Lang reads his memoirs in the Ant-Man 3 movie, and it's Marvel. So like, we're going to monetize everything we can, like anything we can. So let's make an actual book out of that. Let's make an actual book out of his memoirs. So they were going to do it. And then he was around at Marvel, and he said, I have a writer I think could be good for this. So he brought me and another writer to audition. We had to sort of like do a Zoom with the filmmakers of that movie, which was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I watched like the whole like Infinity Saga all over again, just so I wouldn't like fuck up something like homework. I mean, that was my homework. And I also made a pitch because I have a teenage daughter. So like, like Scott Lang, he has a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
They can be challenging. Enjoy yours while they're young.
Oh, I have a teenage one.
Oh, you do? You know what I'm going through. Okay, so so they can be challenging. So I could relate to that, and so like that probably helped a little bit too. And but I had to basically do a Zoom and just kind of audition for the part and tell them some ideas I would do with it, and I ended up getting it. And then it was just sort of exploring. We had a lot of ins and outs, like trying to figure out like what a book would look like from this character and stuff like that. So we tried a couple of things. Some of them didn't stick, but I'm used to that from late night. So
yeah, that's awesome that your stuff is there in the MCU.
Yeah, I'm very excited about like and not only that, because they didn't let me. I couldn't put my name on it because it's from Scott Lang.
Yeah,
but in the acknowledgments, which my editor wrote, which is supposed to be from Scott Lang credits me as his writing coach because he wrote it. So that means that technically I'm in the MCU. I'm a member of the MCU because I work for Scott Lang. So
right, oh, that's dope.
So if I get snapped during this podcast, you'll know that
Yeah, no, we understand that. You wouldn't be the first person that got snapped.
Oh my god! So people probably just told you that was just their exit strategy. Yeah, that's what happened.
Thanos is knocking at my door. I gotta go now.
Yeah, I know.
I literally have had a guest that hit me up 5 years later and said, "Man, I don't know what happened."
Exactly. Sorry, I was in the quantum realm.
I was just, yeah, man. I was hanging out with giant, what are they? The bears with tardigrades.
Tardigrades. Yeah, tardigrades.
So I was hanging out with
classic
tardigrades.
alibi.
Yeah, I came back. Some assholes living in my house now. Well,
my wife got remarried. I'm dealing with this, man.
She got remarried 6 years ago too. That was weird.
That's the irony is that suddenly that's a really great podcast guest because now they've got all kinds of baggage to unload on you.
It's a conversation for us to have. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's unpack that.
So this is the latest version of Call Her Daddy.
Now with the quips and stuff like that, you kind of made Deadpool inspirations, right?
Affirmations.
Yes. Affirmations. To me, I was going through some of it, and it's almost like it's obviously Deadpool, but it's almost like Jack Handy's deep thoughts as well.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, that's almost exactly what I can describe it as. It's so good.
Oh, thank you. That's incredibly high praise for me because I can still remember, I can still recite some of those chapter and verse like those. I have it's probably right here on this shelf. I think the Jack Handy book is like right around here, right here. I still have that. One of my benchmarks for parenting is when my son was old enough that I could share the Jack Handy book with him. I mean, that's why you reproduce, right? Like
Yep.
that's forget evolution or
Yeah.
the species.
Yeah.
So
Who
yeah,
needs legacy? Fuck that shit.
I appreciate that. But someone else brought that up on another podcast I was on. Yes, I've been on another podcast. Live with it.
God damn it.
Aw. Yeah, but
God damn it, Archer.
what was like kind of getting into the mind frame then of Deadpool, the merc with the mouth?
Yeah, well, that was interesting too. That was fun because
I live there every day.
some of us never leave. They gave me they were doing just Deadpool from the comics, not from the movies. Although
Right.
I've seen all the movies, of course, some multiple
Mhm.
times. But
And I think that's what I loved about it is it's all of the comic references that are in there. It's like if you've read the comics, then you know what's going on, and it's so good.
yeah, and the panels, like most of the panels in the book are from. Those are not things they created for it. Those are things that you could find in the lore. But that was what was fun about it was that they gave me like a year's pass to Marvel Unlimited, and so I got to kind of go through all the runs and just like immerse myself in Deadpool. Sounds so disgusting. What does that smell like?
It sounds so right. Well, it smells like
He-
bad bacon, probably a shit ton of farts, and
Yes.
still,
Chimichanga sweat.
yeah, and yeah, a bad
know,
beef, like old rotten beef.
Wade enjoyed every moment of it.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Oh no, he's living his best life. He's living his best life over and over again. Actually.
Exactly.
yeah.
So so I got to really like dunk myself into that, and then what I did was I also found a bunch of like real life inspirational quotes like Deepak Chopra and stuff like
shit.
that. And sometimes I tried constructing them, and then at some point they sent me like a ton of images to look at that they picked out from like the books, and you would just see something, and it would just like at some point it got to be almost automatic, where it was like I was so deep into that mindset that I would just see something twisted and try to make it sound good, and then like take it into a dark corner, like almost as like a mental exercise. I don't know if I could capture that again, but like it was really fun. It was a really funny like way to use your brain. Like, can you like start like light and sunny and then just dive into this pit of despair within 16 words?
So basically, it's real Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's the whole Deadpool right there. Like Mr. Sunny and terrified and depressed at the same rate.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Did you call up Brian to have him read it out loud to make sure it sounded like him?
No, because I don't have Mint Mobile, so he doesn't take my calls.
Oh yeah.
Well, I figured you being in the MCU and all, maybe you had connections.
Well, yeah, maybe the actual Wade Wilson, not Ryan Reynolds. That's just some guy,
Well, I know a guy on the screen over here that played Wade Wilson, Deadpool, in the short film.
Yeah,
I did.
did?
It was absolutely hilarious.
you did a Deadpool short.
Yeah. So we did Deadpool versus John Wick.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's so if you YouTube Deadpool versus John Wick, it's the first thing that pops up. It's actually
I want to see
it's
an
pretty
epic
good.
rap battle of that too.
That would have been great, but a lot of it is more
Physical.
more references to like John Wick and
Okay.
yeah, like just to give you a preview, like basically in the scene where I introduced myself to John, essentially he's going after somebody, and while the guy's not looking, I kill him with the sword. But I'm wearing like a biker helmet and I'm wearing like full tactical gear. So you don't know it's Deadpool until I take the helmet off.
Oh, nice.
And they do like a reverse reveal. So I take the helmet off and I turn around and I'm wearing a black wig.
Yeah.
Because it's John Wick's hair. Right. Right. And it reveals that it's Deadpool. And I look over, I was like, wait, you're him. Wild Stallions. And I start playing an air guitar.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Yeah, it's just another way of kind of inserting yourself into that mind of a different improv comedian, right? with Wade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you know what's funny is in writing that, so we wrote a script and then I ad-libbed a whole bunch of scenes just because it was like, all right, let's do this. Let's just like record it so we have this, but then let's also do a little bit ad-libbing and see if we can find something funnier. And we used 90% of my ad-libs for a lot of these things.
That's cool, and it's also not that surprising because I think that's kind of what I was getting at when I was talking about Deadpool. Like once you kind of really put yourself in a headspace, like sometimes the stuff that you come up with in the moment is just more organic in a way, right? Than what you sat in front of a computer trying to think of.
Yeah. I mean, you probably had inspiration from the pictures they sent you too, just for something on the spot, I would assume, right? Rob?
The pictures you sent me?
Oh, the pictures that they had sent you to use for the
book.
They
said you sent me. I was
no.
We're not going to talk about
the pictures.
The pictures you sent me, those are not like safe for work.
No, they're not.
No, not at all.
No.
I didn't know you had a giant beard down there also.
Oh, it's all beard. It's all beard.
It's all beard. I don't know where you end and the beard begins, but what I'm saying is like their pictures, like I started trying to find stuff. I found a lot of myself that I thought I had the ideas about. And then when they sent me stuff, it would just like unlock something in my brain. Except it's just like I don't even know what I was reading stuff in context. And so I would just like screenshot a good panel when I saw it and just make a note of it. But I think when I was removed from context and it was just like, I think even like the cover shot where he's holding a birthday cake, right? Or, or the opening, when the opening page is just, he's holding a birthday cake and he's got his, submachine gun in the other hand. Just like what happened to make that, to bring us to that situation, like just unlocks your mind in a certain way. Like you're not kind of locked into a linear narrative.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool is the chaos of the Marvels.
World. like sustainable, reusable chaos, like just dependable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you need to have the characters hear him or not hear him too, just based on what he says too.
Right.
You don't know you never know who he's really talking to sometimes.
Right. And he doesn't
either. Or it's just himself.
Right.
We're currently writing the second movie right now, and I think one of the jokes that I've been talking with my my co-writer is I want to bring in more of the voices in his head.
Yeah.
Right. So like him having conversations with himself, and because he has 3 different voices, and it turns out that one of them is T-Ray. So it's like, it's yeah. So it's like he has like a whole bunch, like he's got 3 different people living in his head, and they all constantly argue with each other. So yeah, and I mean, if you've ever read a Deadpool comic and you see him having a conversation with nobody, and there's different, like the thought bubbles are different, it's because they're narrating the different voices in his head. Right. And so you have that. I also want to bring in like the most meta joke ever, like because we're actually having somebody come in to do a little bit of stunt work. So I like one of the jokes I told him that I was going to write is, hey, we increased the budget. We actually got a stunt guy, and I'm just going to go sit down crisscross applesauce in the middle of this fight and just throw popcorn at my face.
You almost have to do like when he's talking to the voices in his head, it just have like that 70 show pan where it's just going to different characters, was just Deadpool in different wigs talking to himself.
That'd be good too. That would be good too.
That would fit in perfectly. Yeah.
But we want to talk a little bit about your comedic horror, your children's book of horror. Mm-hmm. How different was that for you, Ryan, the children's horror versus your normal comedic satire?
My normal adult horror?
Yeah.
That was interesting. That was kind of aimed at kids like 6 to 12. Mm-hmm. And it did help that I had, a kid. I have 2 kids, and I had a kid who was in that age range as well. So in a way, there was a bit of what I've been talking about already, where like I was kind of like sort of channeling a POV of my kid to some extent, like and that helped a little bit. I think the other thing is that I think I'm just kind of a man child, and so maybe I was just fooling myself writing for adults all these years, and really like because all the sort of like gross, silly stuff that is in that book really came from a very real place for me. Like I was just sort of maybe turning a filter off or something. It wasn't like I was trying to consciously write that. I was just thinking like, what are these things that I would never like? They were even too wacky to go on the Conan show. Like, what are these things I would rather explore? And or if you did like something with a monster on the Conan show, you would have to have some kind of little, arch winky twist to it or something like that, or some kind of pop culture. But if you could just do funny stories about monsters without thinking about anything about like what will be the funniest, most unexpected outcome. It was very freeing in a certain way, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I definitely see that. And what I was talking about with other guests before too is like, especially with comedy and comedy horror, I always view comedy and horror, the timing is the same that you have to be able to do
Yeah.
to build it.
Yeah.
It's both really about just taking a regular thing and making it so larger than life that it brings a feeling out of you that you aren't even planning on, whether that's laughter or fear, like these unconscious feelings, because you recognize it, but it just sort of takes you out of the way that you're expected to see it. Like you're used to seeing it. Like it just reframes things that are familiar into like this giant form, whether it's
Yeah.
ridiculous or terrifying and supernatural, or both.
Yeah. And that's what I said. I think comedians have been killing it over the past 15, 20 years in the horror world
Yeah.
as well. Like I said, the timing is there. Like people don't like Jim Carrey's the number 23. I thought that it was fantastic. Like I said, the build up is the same up to the punchline. The punchline is that scare, that gasp that you have.
Yeah. I didn't see that, but that looked really interesting.
Yeah.
Like because when he goes dark, like he goes to like he goes
dark.
He goes to like these places. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we got hints of that like in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, his darkness that he is able to do.
Yeah. And even in like the cable guy, he was already kind of like heading down that route, I think, or like
he kind of did go down that, like completely go down that route in Cable Guy.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it freaked people out a little bit at first. Because the mask was, I think, supposed to be kind of scary, but it also was just so ridiculously funny that like, you didn't see it coming.
I mean, that movie was just goofy, right? And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a very kind of horrific kind of premise, right? And like even like some of the facial stuff is kind of freaky if you look at it like out of context. Like it's really kind of disturbing, all those faces he was pulling and stuff like that. But his performance is so silly. You don't. I think he shows an affinity for melding the two, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great stuff. Like I said, I love horror and comedy. Horror comedies are really great. Hard to do sometimes, but pretty good. With R.L. Stine getting kind of that tag that you have, I'm reading this. The book is gross and outrageous and funny. What was that like for you to have R.L. Stine say that about?
It was a very unexpected thing. So I was out chasing blurbs, they call it for people, and I didn't know him, and it's usually pretty hard to get an author to get a blurb for something. Not even because they don't want to do it, because like usually like they're under a lot of rules, or like their publishers are like, you can only promote your own books. But I kind of put a call out into the universe. I was like, does anyone know R.L. Stine? Because I look at this book as being like the unholy offspring of like Goosebumps and Captain Underpants.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see that, and the art style is very Captain Underpants.
The art style is and the gross out stuff like that. To me, that's like what the book is the combination of. And I couldn't get to Dave Pilkey, but I was like, does anyone know? Dave Pilkey? No one did. Does anyone know R.L. Stine? And finally, like someone that like, so I'm part of this comedy podcast called The Novelizers.
Okay.
I don't know if you've come upon this in your researches of me, but you guys would actually really dig it. It's we take like famous movies that were not based on a book, and we like have comedians like retell them as if like they were the chapters of a book on a podcast. But like,
oh my god, I need to listen to this.
Yeah,
I need to listen. That's 100% my kind of show.
You'll love it. The first season was like we did like Star Trek 2, and then we're doing the Dark Knight just dropped. We're starting the Dark Knight right now, and I did the first chapter, and it was like I got Louis Black to like. You guys remember the beginning of Dark Knight when like the Joker's clown crew is like robbing the bank?
Yeah.
So it's Louis Black, and he's just raging about what shitty clowns these are. Like none of them know
what kind of shitty clowns are these.
Right, exactly. That's what he sounds like. So that's the kind of story it is. So my buddy created it, and I help produce it sometimes. And I just sort of asked, does anyone know R.L. Stine? And it turns out one of the writers knows him enough and passed the book along to him. But I don't know this writer. I didn't expect anything. And then one morning, I wake up and I just get this short email. He's like, I love the book. Thanks for sending it to me. Bob. I'm like, who's Bob? Am I being stalked? And then I looked at the email address. It was like Stein. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, can I just use that quote? And he's like, sure. And I was like, and it's funny because it's like, I think of him as a little bit of a sort of forbidding personality because, his works are, scary. And I don't know. I just got this kind of a chilly vibe or something from it, but it was like it was just like a cool bolt out of the blue that like another writer likes your work, and so that was like super super exciting for me. And like the rest of the day, I probably took off because it was like, okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, R.L. Stein, Goosebumps. I've been using those books to teach my kids that in fact the book's always better.
Yeah, boy, they have not ever. You've never captured that. There was one of the movies. I don't even remember when the movies were like. None of the characters were actually even from the books. Like, what was even going? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
oh yeah,
what was even going on there?
I don't know, but yeah, we were watching. We read the books with my kids, and then we'd watch the TV episode if there was one that was in the 90s.
Yeah,
and my kids were going, "This is nothing like the book." I'm like, correct. The book.
Life lessons. Life lessons from Dad.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wrote a humor piece one time that nobody bought, but I liked it. Where it was like just the stories of the sensible kids from Goosebumps, like the ones who say, maybe let's not go in that dusty old store.
Mhm.
Let's just go home and have dinner.
That's the choose your own adventure version of the book.
Right. Choose your lack of adventure. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I just subscribed to the novelizers. I can't wait. I was just looking at a couple of the episodes, and I was like, oh god, Dirty Dancing's on here. There's like 17 episodes. I can't wait to listen to that.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a couple of shows I'm trying to work on. Is I want to do a horror version of the book was better, and just talked about the main difference between the books and the movies and stuff like that. And then it's amazing what you're able to do, and like I said, be able to do the novelization and that chapters of the movies is just a fantastic idea. I am going to definitely subscribe to that because I need a good podcast.
It's just fun because it's like it takes something familiar and then like just like you get to like just again like let your mind kind of wander free on it, stuff like that. So people have all different kinds of takes on these things, and
it's a different way of doing like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Rift.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that, but you get to dig in a little deeper creatively. It's exactly that kind of humor.
I love it.
Yeah, because that's how I was introduced to a lot of Godzilla movies was Mystery Science Theater.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to talk about your latest book, The Jews 5,000 Years and Counting, and you're talking about modern humor to recount the history of Jewish people. To the point you created unhinged text threads describing historical events. What was the idea for the book? How'd you get the idea?
So I didn't get the idea in this case. This case I was hired for it, but basically like there's a new imprint of Simon & Schuster that's trying to do kind of feisty Jewish titles, and they sort of thought like there's a so I actually like a long time ago I worked on the Daily Show's America the Book.
Yeah, right.
That. So like that's like a pretty thorough history of America, but it has a very satirical point of view and it is very playful. And they were like, Jewish history is so long and interesting, and like what if there was sort of like a kind of a lighthearted introduction to it for people? Like someone described it as Jewish history for dummies, or maybe for schmucks, I should say.
There you go.
Jewish history for schmucks. That works.
And the publisher kind of was looking at like this would be like a good bar bat mitzvah gift. Like it's kind of like the humor kind of starts at teenage and goes up like at that point. So a mutual friend basically knew that I was kind of into. I had some good Jewish education, and I was doing a lot of humor writing as well. And they thought this guy would be a good candidate. So it was kind of like the Ant-Man situation. They introduced me to the publisher. I thought it was a really good idea too, just to educate young people. And also, nobody wants to read like a big book of history anymore. People are always like online or watching things on TikTok. So you might as well get people informed, like in like really bite-sized, funny, engaging ways. That's the whole culture nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a good idea, and so then I was sort of hired to write that, and then that was probably about 3 years ago, I think, or something like that. So it just came out this spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It's the doom scrolling is very huge in today's world. And from my wife, because we were just watching something last night, and it was pretty much 80% subtitled.
Yeah,
and she's pressing her phone like, no, you need to read this movie.
I do that like all the time now, especially with more complex things. Like I think I watched even Game of Thrones, like things that have a lot of characters or like very specific details. I feel like
Mhm.
if you miss a detail or something like that. So, and I will if I'm just I'll kind of zone out if I'm listening sometimes. So, and then
Yeah.
that's like literature if you're reading subtitles, right? It's like you're reading a book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's really funny because she doesn't do that. Like she'll like Netflix thinks we love Korean shows because my wife watches them constantly, but she always has them dubbed.
Oh yeah, right.
So she doesn't have to pay attention because she can hear what they're saying versus say say a predator speaking its native language for an hour and a half that she can't just do that.
Yeah. I also like it sometimes because sometimes it's like this is gonna sound stupid, but sometimes like you get kind of funny like memes sort of crop up like when you're watching something like just a line of dialogue and just like what you're seeing there, and maybe it's a familiar actor or something like that. Like it's just like that's such a mood right there. Like that's just such a funny moment because there's a caption there, like
Mhm.
you know. So I just find that I know maybe just watch at some other level, or maybe that's just my bored brain latching onto ideas or something.
Yeah. Like I said, I think all the stuff that you work for in your career, it's just like you're taking very serious things and satirizing it to the point it would be fun because said we have Jon Stewart still being huge when he came back to the Daily Show, even though it's just one day a week, but it's just like just a way to digest news that's not
Yeah.
so depressing all the time.
But he's also
Yeah.
doing the weekly show. So I mean, like if you're following on
Yeah.
the podcast side, yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is it does come from that same thing? I think that like, people always asked him. He always like denied. He said, "We're not a news show, right?
Yeah.
We're a comedy show." But then people are like, "Well, yeah, but you're obviously like, kind of weighing in on the news in some way or delivering it." And I think what I came upon eventually, and I think other people was like, what it was doing was engaging people in the news. Like
Mhm.
it's not exactly it's giving a few facts. It's not giving a lot of information. It is giving opinions, but more often it's just kind of waking people up and getting them kind of like paying attention to it through laughter and through like ridiculosity and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was trying to do with this book too. Is like it's not. It has a lot of information for its length, but it's not particularly deep in any places or detailed. So it's just about like getting people interested in like the different chapters of Jewish history. And then like, if you're interested, you'll go back and actually learn more about yourself. But,
Mhm.
It would be a gigantic book, if you wanted to cover everything. And nobody would ever pick it up.
I mean, I have to ask, did you try to get a hold of Mel Brooks to have a blurb?
I did. I did. I was told that he's 99 and his eyesight is too dim to read anymore. So I'll take that as an answer. But someone did get a copy to him. So I'll sort of have to hope that maybe somebody will read it to him.
You should show up Josh Gad and say, "Hey, you're in the MCU now. You're also in
I know.
Spaceballs too.
Exactly.
Come on."
I can just cross over. I can cross franchises. That's right.
Exactly.
Hey guys, Portal.
Oh man. The other thing is like, if you guys ever take that book, even though there's a lot of visual stuff for it, right? But I mean, like if you ever take that book and you just turn it into an audiobook, then you can have Mel listen to it.
It is an audiobook.
Shit. So give Mel the audiobook.
Well, this is like, I know someone who knows his niece, and that was like it's like a pretty tenuous connection. So I can't just be calling Mel up and telling him what to do.
Yeah.
He's an old man. He'll. You remember me, Mel? Yeah.
Yeah. He'll just go along with it.
Exactly.
I feel like now I think he's probably still as sharp as ever, and you can't pull one over on him.
He seems like he is. Like
Yeah.
if you look at him, like just
If you hear what he has to say, yeah.
Yeah, like he seems like he hasn't skipped a day in like the last 40 years. Like
that guy, he's had he's had a couple of duds, but he's basically been culturally relevant for like 4 or 5 decades. It's incredible.
Ever, yeah. Which is amazing. It's amazing to know that Mel Brooks is still a relevant person.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Well, I think it's time for Phil to get in some of the hardest questions you'll ever be
asked.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you the hard stuff, man. We're gonna get into the journalistic practices here. So get ready, man. I'm gonna ask you the hardest question you've ever been asked in your life. Are you ready for this?
I guess.
All right. What is your favorite kind of taco?
Wow. I like a good fish taco.
Oh man, I just had
think
fish
it's-
tacos yesterday.
I think it's a California thing, maybe, just because like, you know, they do them so good here. You can get like the chicken or the beef anywhere, but I think like the fish tacos are a California specialty.
Now, do you get fish milk tacos?
Fish milk tacos. Well played.
Oh, that's and ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call a callback. All right, that was really good.
What you do is you put the milk in the fridge. You put a fish on one side, taco shell on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Give it 24 hours. You drink the milk. You're all set.
Or you just make the sour cream for the fish taco out of that milk.
There we go. You leave it out. Yeah, you put it in the fridge and then you leave it out for a day.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sounds very sour.
California style.
Okay, sounds very sour. What, in your opinion, would you say is the worst horror franchise to ever exist?
I'm not really an expert on horror, to be honest.
But again, this is subjective, so I mean, it's
no, but I don't feel that well versed in it, honestly.
Okay.
Worst franchise? I may have to pass on that one. I don't feel like sorry, man.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Because like even in like ones I've seen, I probably haven't seen that many of the sequels, probably for good reason.
Yeah, no, you're allowed.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Wait, I'll tell you what. I can subjectively say the Jeepers Creepers ones because the later ones were made by a guy who stiffed me on some money. So there we go.
There you go.
There you go.
You know what's funny is like, you know, the actual horror industry might actually agree with you on that one. So
I thought it was a safe bet, but I have a personal beef.
Yeah, the guy who made the guy who made the first two, not a good person.
All right, so there we go. Nor the later ones.
yeah, it all matches up.
Yeah.
All right, man. What is some advice you might have for anybody who's trying to get into the industry, whether it be writing or maybe they want to be a comedy writer? Like, what is a piece of advice that you wish you had when you were coming up?
Okay, so first of all, I already said it like earlier in the thing is I think like don't like super professionalize yourself, but like just absorb like as many different kinds of influences as you can, whether it's like by traveling or experiencing things that are just way outside of what you think you need for your craft. Just like you just need to have like a little world inside your head. You know, and I don't mean traveling literally, but like read and listen and watch just really broadly, like just absorb a lot of influences, especially in comedy, because like you want a lot of styles playing together in your head. And then also like don't wait for anyone to do it. Like find other people and just start making stuff, and it will probably suck for a while, but if you have some kind of spark of talent, if you have good people to work with and you're really dedicated to it, like you'll get better, and then maybe you'll get a chance to show it to bigger audiences. But like, you know, all the tools are in our hands nowadays, the technology and distribution channels. So like, don't sort of hold out for like the brass ring of like, I got to get a show on Netflix or something like that, or a movie in the theaters. Like just start making things and just see how it goes and just get better at it.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. And again,
Oh yeah.
we made a Deadpool short, you know, and it's
Okay,
like
there are some exceptions, you know.
but I mean, like we made a Deadpool short. It hasn't. It's actually, I in my opinion, it's really well done. But I mean, like, it's and obviously, I mean, you know, I'm close to it, so I'm gonna have that opinion. But it's like, you know, for the people who have seen it, they enjoy it, and it's like, you know, we put it out there with no expectations for anything.
Yeah.
Graveyard is a filmmaker, so I mean, like, you know, he can attest to a lot of that.
I don't watch anything I make, especially if I'm in. I will not watch anything I'm in. My scenes, I refuse to do that as a writer, director, actor. I refuse to do it. I would refuse to edit myself because I hate looking at myself, listening to myself.
So you're not Kevin Smith, because Kev loves watching himself.
Oh my God.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it for the life of me.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna ask you another tough one right here. Ready?
Yeah. If they're all as brutal as those past ones, I mean,
This one might be a little bit more. This one might be a little bit harder.
okay.
Who wins in a fight? And I mean knockout, brawl out. We don't care about who's funnier. Who wins in a brawl of the late night hosts? Jon Stewart or Conan O'Brien?
Well, Jon Stewart's tiny. Have you seen him?
I know.
He's like a little man, like and to the point where like he didn't like to come back from behind the desk because people would see how short he is. On the other hand, Conan is hot, tall center of gravity, and John's got that New Jersey kind of scrappiness. So and
John's also
Conan,
been in WWE.
he has.
Mm-hmm.
He really? You mean did he announce or did he actually fight?
No, he got body slammed, but I mean, still.
I did not know that. Wait, when was this?
This was a couple years back, man. He came out as an announcer at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and then he got body slammed.
And
So
so
he was just talking smack.
that's why he decided to go back to Comedy Central. He's like, you know what? I like
sure
the other get better.
Yeah.
Sure that's what it was. After getting body slammed, it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to being the funny guy.
So I think it'd be a tough fight, but I also think like Conan is kind of like relentless. Like you saw that the documentary Conan O'Brien Can't Stop.
Yep.
Like he kind of just, and he was that way like verbally. So I think he would just like, I was talking about the insulting songs. Like he would have a riff on somebody that would just last years. Like he would just never let up on this riff on somebody. So I think he's a bit of a pit bull. He's a Boston Terrier. So I'll give it to Conan just for tenacity.
I give it to Conan too because if you watch the hot ones he did, he was funny through.
What was that? He went hard, man. That was like,
yeah.
He decided to do it. It was like literally physically hard, and also like that was his bit. His bit was like, I'm just going to do this and not care. And like, I don't know what was going. You saw that the endorphins were like exploding, and he was going crazy. But he decided I'm doing this, and he did not let go. That was a revelation for me. Who'd worked with him for 9 years, like to see that side of him.
Yeah, he fought through the pain. He could fight through the pain in the fight.
He stayed funny. He stayed like present, and he didn't ever like admit it. It was, and then he would just like chug a swig of it, and he's Irish. I mean, how much hot sauce can he actually stand? Like on
zero.
None.
Maybe he just burned his taste buds on the first one, and then it was fine after that. Maybe that's the secret.
I think the end of that bit where the doctor came out, he's like, he took his temperature. He's like, no, it actually went up.
Exactly. Right.
It's like this is a bit. It went up.
That doctor is my friend Jose Arroyo, and I wrote with him on the Dennis Miller Show, and then he recommended me for the Conan show. So I worked with him for a really long time, and he's kind of he's a very self-effacing guy. He also like does cartoons for the New Yorker and stuff like that. He's very talented, but it's been so fun to see him like that come out for that personality, like sort of like. He had kind of a moment. I think he broke out with that character, like being associated with, and he's one of the writers who goes with them on the Conan O'Brien Can't Go, just because he's like, he's a very different personality, but he like locks into that vibe as well too. So that's been pretty fun to see that doctor character just sort of take off.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so what's next for you, man? Do you have any shows coming up? Anything that you want to promote that's not under NDA?
I think I don't. Yeah, I have one thing that is under NDA that I think you guys actually would pretty much dig, but I'll share it when the time is right. The only thing I'm sort of telling people about right now is the show I do called God's Gang.
Okay.
I don't know if you came upon it. So, the Novelizers is I've had a lot of fun with it. I told you about that. But God's Gang it's for kids too, but it's basically it's an independent show that's on YouTube. They're trying to find a buyer for it, but it's 4 superheroes from the 4 major faiths. So Muslim, Christian, Jewish, and Hindu, and they're all like kung fu experts, and they're like best friends, and they go around the Scooby-Doo van fighting evil together. And it is like well intentioned. It's like people compare it to like Minority Team or Super Best Friends. Which are kind of done tongue in cheek. This is like funny, but it's also sincere, and it's supposed to like bring about world peace because they're all just cooperating. But it's been like really fun to do it because like it just brings out all kinds of interesting corners of the internet when you try to put something like a little bit sincere out there that involves religion and cultural differences and is not like snarky, and people like people's heads explode. Like, but it's been really fun, and it does feel cool to kind of be trying to do something positive, I think, in a world which is just, tearing itself apart. So I'm pretty proud of that. I hope that more people watch it and it gets picked up and gets made into a full series.
Nice.
It's like that South Park episode where they
Super Best Friends. Yeah.
I thought that was Super Best Friends, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's okay, Rob. You can tell us the NDA is that you're the new Ant-Man after the reset.
I am the new Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best part of that delivery was he was very Tony Stark about it. It was, I am Ant-Man.
I am Ant-Man. I am Ant-Man.
I am Ant-Man.
Watch out for the little guy.
So where can people follow you, man, if they want to know more about what Rob Kutner's doing, or they want to kind of follow you? Is there websites, social medias? Is there a OnlyFans, all that kind of stuff?
I'm an OF boy.
Yeah, for sure.
From the beginning,
we all are.
We all are, right? Yeah, I mean, shockingly, it's just robkutner.com. That's where I put all the latest updates. I'm on Instagram with the same name. I'm on Blue Sky, and that's kind of it. I don't really do that much social media, except I'll do it. I'll promote things on Instagram and on my website. I'll try to update it. So, not that exciting, but
exciting.
I don't play the social media game that well, but I am a shameless whore when I have something new to announce.
Oh yeah,
just do your book. 30-second TikToks at a time.
There we go. That's it. You got to wait for the next one. Yeah.
It's the best way to promote is just a whole bunch of TikToks.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's we appreciate you here, man. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. It's been a ride, man. It's been a lot of fun. So that is not it from us. We have about another 25 minutes between me and Graveyard. We're gonna do some brackets here. You are free to hang out with us if you've got the time. If you got to get going, we totally understand. But basically, what we're doing here is we do nerd brackets. So it's
wow.
Yeah, so think like Sweet 16, but with like nerdy stuff.
But this is, I know this is going live, but this is going to get recorded, right?
No, it's recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm going to check that out. I have to get going tonight, but
no worries, man.
Sounds good.
But I want to see where you come down on the nerd brackets, because I'm intrigued.
Well, before you get going, Graveyard, what bracket are we doing? Just so he knows.
I'm doing best holiday movie bracket.
Oh God! All right, so we're gonna do
holiday
movie bracket.
Holiday movie. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
knowing Graveyard, like Black Christmas is gonna be on there.
Of course.
Okay. I think your bracket is gonna give me some watching recommendations for this season. There's so many now. Oh, they're all Hallmark, right? These are all gonna be Hallmark.
Every single one is on Hallmark. Just so you guys see where the progress is here. Let me bring the screen up. So if you couldn't tell what I was doing, Rob, this entire time I've been building Lego on the background.
Like a Wreath.
Yeah, so I'm building a Wreath.
That was a minute when I thought you had like a meth lab situation going on over there.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that's
no.
With it. Yeah.
It's a nightmare, or not nightmare. It's a Grinch wreath that I'm building.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so it's like all on the side there, so that way everybody can see where that's at. Again, Rob, thanks so much for coming on, man. We appreciate your time here. Oh, look, it zoomed in again. We appreciate your time here, man.
Yes.
You have a good night, and man, anytime you want to come back on the show, you're more than welcome.
Oh, thanks, man. This is so much fun. I'd love to come on again. So when I have something new to talk about, I'll hit you guys up.
Awesome. Absolutely, man.
All right. Have a good night, guys,
right.
and happy Black Christmas.
Happy Black Christmas.
All right. Take care.
All right, man. Have a good night. Okay. That was a crap ton of fun, man. That was a really good conversation.
Oh yeah.
Like I love like the behind the scenes like Conan stories and stuff like that. Like that stuff is so fun.
Well, you hear stories about Conan and how he is, but you can't necessarily verify that.
Right. But then like now we're getting like firsthand accounts from somebody who actually knows Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah. All right, so Sandra, I'm sorry. I excluded a movie from this list on purpose.
Oh no.
Because if I put that on here, it would be the winner. So I can't put it on here.
Sandra's leaving right now.
So this is the second best holiday movie besides
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yep. Okay. Because as soon as you said Sandra and you're just like holiday movies, like, oh, you took off Nightmare Before Christmas, you're gonna piss her off so much.
Oh no. We already know number one. This is for number two.
Okay. This is for number two.
Number two. All right. So the ones that made this list, because we don't have so much time before the holidays, have Spirited, Muppet Christmas Carol, The Santa Claus, The Mean One, Prancer,
The mean one is on here.
Hell yeah, it is. Hot Frosty,
Oh god, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Terrifier 3, Christmas Vacation.
Because he dresses as Santa Claus. It's a Christmas movie.
It takes place at Christmas.
Okay. It's a technicality.
Christmas with the Cranks, Home Alone, Four Christmases, Jingle All the Way, Elf, Violent Night, starring Hopper himself, Polar Express, Scrooge, Office Christmas Party, Jack Frost, and yes, that Jack Frost.
The horror one, right?
Yes. Gremlins, Black Christmas, Family Man, Ernest Saves Christmas, Die Hard, A Christmas Story, A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, and Krampus.
Krampus. Okay, that makes sense.
So first up, we have the Muppet Christmas Carol versus the Santa Claus.
Okay. Muppet Christmas Carol is a really good movie. Muppet Christmas Carol. What's crazy about that movie is Michael Caine
Nails it.
Nails it. Like it's crazy because Michael Caine gives such a amazing performance
to Muppets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think what did they say? They said that Michael Caine acting in that movie, he treated the Muppets like they were actual actors.
Correct.
So it ended up just being like a world-class performance.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane considering it's a Muppet movie.
Yeah.
And then between that and then the Santa Claus is one of those movies that it's like a classic for me. I really like that movie.
Yeah. So Say Wong says Christmas Carol, Sandra says Santa Claus. I'm going Muppet Christmas Carol because it's surprisingly like one of the best adaptations of Christmas Carol.
It is actually
way better than the Jim Carrey animated one.
Yeah, the Jim Carrey animated one was such a disappointment.
Yeah. Now my mom took me to see the Santa Claus in theaters when it came out. I know that. I remember that. We just watched it last week with the kids. Haven't done Muppet Christmas Carol yet, but what say you, Phil?
My intuition is telling me I want to go with the Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't deny that performance with Michael Caine.
No.
It's just kind of it's such a good performance. It is an A-class performance for Michael Caine.
It's a theater and around, but with Muppets, yes.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I think ultimately because of that, I think I go with Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
100% because of Michael Caine.
Oh yeah.
Michael Caine.
All right, that is moving forward. Next one, we have the Mean One versus Prancer.
So Terrifier, but as the Grinch.
They never say Grinch.
But I mean, he's supposed to be. It's
he's the
de facto Grinch. Yeah, it's de facto Grinch, played by the Terrifier.
Yes.
Versus what was it?
Prancer.
Is that the one where Prancer goes nuts and starts killing everybody?
No, Prancer is where the little girl 30 miles from my house finds a reindeer. She thinks it's Prancer.
Oh, is that the horror movie I was thinking of?
Yep. I was at the farm where Prancer was shot. It's the writer I know, the director I know. It's from the 80s. Yeah, starring Sam Elliott.
Oh, I know what movie you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Just when you said Sam Elliott, it's like, oh, that mustache is undeniable.
It is.
It really is.
I'm straight with you. The Mean One was bad.
It's fucking terrible.
It was an awful, awful movie. Therefore, I have to give it to Prancer. Yes, I'm going against the horror one.
Prancer was one of those movies that I had to like sit through and say, why did I watch this?
Yeah. I did meet the cast, so yeah.
Well, there's that.
But I said it's also not the Mean One. So
That movie is absolutely fucking horrendous, and that's why I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going with Prancer just because I can't vote for the Mean One.
yeah. I don't know if anyone else knows these two movies, but
The Terrifier with the Grinch.
All right. Well, we'll save for right now. The Prancer is moving forward. Next up, we have she doesn't. Sandra doesn't know them. Next up is Terrifier 3 versus everyone's Hallmark loving Lacey Chabert, how do we say her name, in Hot Frosty. About a snowman that comes to life. And he's hot.
Okay.
That's the premise. Oh, snowman, Frosty comes alive and he's a sexy man. That's the Hallmark movie.
Oh, it's a Hallmark movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be my only reason Terrifier moves on. Is because that premise is absolutely stupid.
And Hot Frosty sounds like a bad sexual act. Yes.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, is that anything related to a rusty screwdriver or?
No. Yeah, I'm going Terrifier 3 because Hot Frosty was just stupid.
Hot garbage.
Yes.
Yeah, Hot Frosty was hot garbage.
Yeah. I'll say Wonks is the Mean One and Terrifier. Interesting.
You're a mean one, Mr. Not the Grinch, because you get sued.
Yep. All right. Now we actually get in some actual ones here.
We're getting into actual movies now, guys.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh God.
Versus Home Alone.
Oh, Home Alone. Christmas with the Cranks is not a bad movie, but Home Alone is a fucking classic. Home Alone is easily one of the. It's like a go-to Christmas movie.
It is. We watched that. We watched 1 and 2, and my kids were like, "Are we gonna watch the other ones?" No.
Hey kids, let's watch this movie. The president's in it.
They showed the scene where you go boo.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Where's my boo at? Right here.
Boo! You suck!
Yep. But Christmas the Cranks has its charm, right?
That's the Jack Black movie, right?
No. Tim Allen. And I can't think of her name.
Christmas
With the Cranks.
The
Dan Aykroyd and shit. Her name is escaping me. From Halloween.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. They're skipping Christmas. Never watched it.
Oh, okay. No, I know what movie this is. What do we say? We said versus Home Alone, though?
Yeah.
No, Home Alone.
Like, does it really matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. Fucking Home Alone's a better movie.
All right. Next, Home Alone's definitely moving forward. Next up, we have Jingle All the Way.
I was just going to ask you if this was in this. Yes.
Versus Four Christmases.
Okay. Is Four Christmases the one that with Jack Black, or is that the one with what's his name?
It's Vince Vaughn. It's Vince Vaughn. Yeah,
That's the
and
one. That's the one where like
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, they have 4 different Christmases because both their parents are divorced.
yeah, and like it's like Vince Vaughn has like this whole epiphany with his dad and all this other
Yep.
shit. Yeah, no, I know what movie you're talking about. It's Turbo Man, dude. Come on.
You just want to fight Sinbad, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely do.
As a genie.
Yes, that is correct.
We all know that movie happened, Sinbad, okay?
Sinbad knows that movie happened.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can deny it all you want.
Jack Black was in bad Naughty Santa or Very Bad Santa or
No,
last year.
There's a drama movie that he was in where he wasn't like playing a comedic character,
Love Actually?
but it was Christmas themed.
Love Actually?
Is that Love Actually?
Pretty sure.
It's like it's along the borders of like, you know, like Four Christmases where it's like, you
It
know,
is, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But definitely Jingle All the Way is moving forward.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way is a way better movie. I have to get the Turbo Man.
All right. Next up, this might be a difficult one and polarizing because it's the Polar Express versus Scrooged.
Ooh, okay, hold on. Scrooged is
Bill
that's
Murray.
the one from the 80s, Bill Murray, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never a massive fan of Polar Express.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, like it wasn't like a movie that I was just like, oh yeah, this is so amazing. I have to go and watch this movie every year. Scrooged is one of those movies where if somebody says, hey, I'm gonna go put on Scrooged, I would say, yeah, put it on. Let's watch.
Mhm.
Scrooged is a great movie. So I am gonna go with Scrooged.
Yeah, my son loves Polar Express. He watches it many times throughout the entire year and has the Polar Express set that's out many times throughout the entire year.
That must fucking drive you nuts.
Oh, it does. It does. And he was very, very upset that we got to meet the nerd in person. That my oldest and I earlier this year. So
because you weren't there or he wasn't there. I mean,
correct. Yeah.
What you get old enough to start going to cons, buddy.
Exactly. All right. So Scrooge is moving forward. Next up, we have Office Christmas Party with TJ Miller, Patrick Bateman, all the Saturday Night Live people you can think of.
So I know what movie you're talking about. I never got around to actually seeing it.
It's great. Versus Jack Frost, and this is not the Michael Keaton one, but of course, the Killer Snowman.
Yeah, the horror movie.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Office Christmas Party, and I'm voting for Office Christmas Party. Why? Because I've seen Jack Frost, and that movie was fucking terrible.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I mean, the creator did reach out to me after we reviewed it, so which is pretty cool. I was about to vote for Jack Frost and you said it wasn't that one. How dare you?
How dare you?
You can still vote for Knights of Oa. That's fine. Vote for it. Has Shannon Elizabeth in it. Come on.
Jack Frost is a delight. Mascot character.
Sell you haven't either. But if you want a guy who dies and gets put into some chemical acid with snow and becomes essentially snowman that's able to melt and move around and kills people, then Jack Frost is your movie. If you want Saturday Night Live, The Office Party in Chicago, then you watch The Office Christmas Party.
And all I can think of right now is Christmas Vacation.
It's on the list. Don't worry.
No, I know, but I'm saying like now the song is in my head.
All right, so Jack Frost is moving forward. Yes.
Jack Frost is moving forward. What?
Yeah.
You guys screwed us.
All right. Next up, we have Black Christmas, the original, versus The Family Man.
Oh, is that fucking
That's Nick Cage.
where he weird Nick Cage movie? Oh no,
it's where
no.
it is where Clarence gets his wings by showing him a different life.
No, that movie was so no. That movie had potential.
Mm-hmm. It's awful.
It was fucking terrible. It was so poorly executed.
Yes.
No. Oh. Now I have to vote for Black Christmas.
You do. I mean, I'm going Black Christmas because it's great. Nick Cage playing the Family Man. Yeah. All right, Sandra.
That movie was so bad.
It really was. Sandra saying Black Christmas. Love it. Love it.
I love that this is an actual wreath. Because it's actually got like a thing that you can hang it front with. So that's the wreath without the Grinch on it.
Interesting. Huh.
So now the next thing I'm building here, obviously I got to finish it next week, but is actually put the Grinch inside of it.
Nice. Wow, I don't know what the hell I was writing there, but I was not looking. All right. Next up, we'll get through this first round here. Everyone's favorite bumbling fool wearing his denim vest, Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yes!
Versus Die Hard.
Oh! No! Oh, why would you make me vote for those two right now?
RNG, baby.
Fuck you, RNG. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this light off. Oh, okay. Ernest Saves Christmas or Die Hard.
Yeah.
We're going for the better Christmas movie. Then I have to go. I have to go Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah.
I would have to go. Yeah, hold on. Jackie! I think she might have headphones in. Never mind.
All right.
I was going to ask her which one.
Wow. Say Wong says Ernest because Die Hard.
Oh, Stay Wong, do not put that hate on us. Okay? Just because you hate Christmas movies.
But yet he goes, Ghostbusters is a Christmas movie.
He said Ghostbusters is a Christmas movie?
Number 2.
Hold on. I just noticed that Matt said, at this point, I'm just voting for things Phil doesn't like.
It's fair.
He's doing the James and Tater.
Exactly. All right. Last round up for this here, we have A Christmas Story.
Okay.
Versus A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did you guess what my answer is?
I'm going Christmas Story.
Hell
I'm assuming
no.
you don't like Christmas Story.
Hell no. I hate Christmas Story. Hate it with a passion. I could go to the reunion every year.
I was gonna say, haven't you been to the
my
town?
house?
Yeah, haven't you or don't you live in the town that it takes place in? Yeah.
I can't do it. Cannot do it. I could meet Ralphie every year if I wanted to. I have no desire to. I could literally walk there from my house. So Harold and Kumar.
Versus a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Yeah. Thanks, Nightso. I appreciate it. I appreciate you also being in solidarity with me that Christmas Story is just not good. Where is Tiny Tot?
Tiny Tot is not in here.
What is Tiny Tot?
Tiny Tot is Tater's new nickname.
Ah, okay. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's got a tiny tot.
No, we started making little people jokes about Tater not being able to get in the truck. Breaking news. Oh, I'm still going with Christmas Story.
Okay.
Breaking news. They just dropped a bunch of movie posters at the Game Awards for the Street Fighter movie.
Really?
Some of them feel very weird. So that's Roman Reigns as Akuma.
Okay.
50 Cent as Balrog.
Uh-huh.
Jason Momoa. At least he actually looks like
he looks like a very angry Shrek.
But it's Blanca. 100% is Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Blanca at least. Mel Johnson as Cammy.
Okay.
What was her name? Kalina Lang as Chun-Li.
Okay.
This one, I absolutely I love this. I don't like this dude, but I love how much he looks like this. Andrew Schultz as Dan Hibiki.
Wow.
That is very pink. That is very Dan Hibiki.
Yeah.
I kind of need, the thing is, I need to actually see him in the pink gi.
Uh-huh.
But that's actually kind of funny because he actually does kind of look like Dan Hibiki. Viju Jamanwal, who is a huge star in Bollywood, is playing Dalsim, and he looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
He actually looks a lot like Dalsim. Eric Andrews as Don Savage.
Hey, that was your Final Jeopardy question.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Hiroyuki Goto as E Honda.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay, so they got rid of the tattoo. Oh, dude, he actually looks super dope. Cody Rhodes as Guile.
He looks like a bro.
He looks like Guile.
Yeah.
Obviously, they used makeup or they used CG to cover up his neck tattoo, but I mean, like, dude, he looks like Guile. 100% looks like Guile. Okay, Alexander Volkanovsky as Joe.
Good old Joe.
Like, that's not a character I'm familiar with. Wait, what? What?
What?
Julie. That's a deep cut lore character. That's why I'm like, wait, hold on. They put Julie in this?
Last appearance was Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's interesting that they're putting Julie in the game. Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of Noah Centino as Ken. Look at his shoulder, dude. Oh yes, this is the one I've been looking for. David Dismalchin as M. Bison.
Yeah.
He looks like Bison. Andrew Koji looks good too. Andrew Koji is Ryu.
He looks like Ryu.
He looks a lot like Ryu.
Yeah.
Orville Peck as Vega. I do like that. I mean, it looks like the classic Vega costume, but before he takes off his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have the claw, and that's the thing, is he didn't have the claw on the other one. The only thing that I request out of this movie is that he climbs the cage. Whatever scene that they show, whatever scene where they show him fighting somebody, he needs to climb a cage.
I don't disagree.
Ooh, okay. Oliver Richter, who is the dude from the big dude from Reacher.
Zangief.
He's playing Zangief. Look how big he is, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's everybody on there. So, dude, they all look like Street Fighter 2 characters.
And it probably is going to feel like a Uwe Boll movie.
I hope it doesn't. They'll see the one that's questionable for me. The costume looks really good, but I don't know. There's something about the way his face looks that I don't like about Joanna Y as Akuma.
That looks very Dragon Ball Evolution. Bad levels.
And then 50 Cent as Balrog. Like he's very Mike Tyson, which I mean, Balrog is based on Mike Tyson. So
Correct.
technically his real name is M. Bison, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the only thing that throws me off on this, and I'm hoping that, he shows up in the movie and we just didn't realize it, is where the fuck is Sagat?
Correct.
Sagat's easily one of my favorite characters. That's why I'm like, why is Sagat not in this? And they have all the other original Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a tall enough Thai guy.
Guess not.
Yeah. The Dan Hibiki, though, I really love. I hate Andrew Schultz, but I love him as Dan Hibiki.
All right. Well, to recap, what will be for next week's bracket, we'll have Spirited versus the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, did Spirit get a buy on that?
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys have not watched Spirited, please go watch it. That movie was really good. It was one of those unexpected hits. I went in to go watch it thinking like, well, this is gonna suck, but I might as well watch it. And then it comes on, and that movie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was not at all what I expected it to be in any way, and it ended up being really good. Yes, Matt, Cody Rhodes looks perfect.
Yeah. Prancer versus Terrifier 3.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation versus Home Alone.
Oh, that's going to be a hard one. That's going to be hard just because those two movies, those are easily, one of those two movies is going to win this entire bracket.
Jingle All the Way versus Elf.
That's upsetting. All right.
Violent Night versus Scrooged.
Okay.
Jack Frost versus Gremlins.
Okay.
Black Christmas versus Ernest Saves Christmas.
Okay. I know who's winning that one for me.
And a very Harold and Kumar Christmas versus Krampus.
Krampus.
Yes, the buys were Gremlins, Krampus, Violent Night, Elf, Christmas Vacation, and Spirited.
Okay. Christmas Vacation, man. Christmas Vacation and Home Alone. I'm telling you, one of those movies. Okay. No, I for some reason in my head, it just popped up and I was like, are they both Chris Columbus movies? No. Christmas Vacation is National Lampoon's. But I mean, still, both movies are amazing. So
that's where it'll be for next week.
All right. Well, that is going to be it from us, ladies and gentlemen. So before we get going, Graveyard, tell everybody all your pluggables. Let everybody know where they can find you, everything that's going on. You know what's funny? I'm actually 2 episodes because you guys dropped 2 episodes last week, right?
No.
For some reason, I felt like you guys dropped 2. I'm an episode behind right now, so I still need to. That means I'm going to listen to 2 episodes tomorrow.
There you go. Yes, I am Graveyard co-host of the Mostly podcast.
They mostly pod. At night. Mostly.
New episode just dropped an hour and 9 minutes ago, and it is the 2025 catch-up episode where we go back and review movies that came out this year that we just didn't get a chance to do it. So we did Companion.
Okay.
We did Until Dawn, and then we did Sinners.
Ooh, okay. I know it's going to be in the episode. I can't wait to listen to what both of you guys have to say about it. Just all I want to know
Mhm.
for Sinners,
Mhm.
for you,
Mhm.
good or bad?
Bad.
Really?
Awful.
Really?
They're two separate movies. First half is one movie, second half is another movie.
No, it is. I can agree with you on that. Just, when the horror kicks in, the horror kicks in.
It's essentially From Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah, kind of.
and it adds nothing to the vampire mythos. Zero. So
Okay.
that's
All right.
going
Well, I mean, no, that's fine. I'm definitely ready to listen to your take. So I'm definitely going to listen to the episode and hear.
Yeah. So we have 2 new episodes that just dropped here. We have 2 more episodes planned. We going into back to Christmas horror for the last 2 episodes of this rest of this year, and we have 1 more conversation in the void this upcoming Wednesday, assuming the guest doesn't reschedule again, and that'll be the last episode for this year.
All right. Yeah, I'm still in shock about that. Until Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
good or bad?
Fantastic.
Okay. In comparison to the game.
When I watched it, hated it the first time. I watched it again and it separated it from the game. Great movie.
So it's good if you don't compare it to the game, but if you compare it to the game, it's terrible.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair.
They should have called something else.
There's a lot of movies that are like that where the as a movie it's fine, but if they separate it from the original franchise that it's attached to, there's a lot of movies that are like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I forgot we were talking about this a while back about a movie that was like, this would have been a great movie if it was a standalone movie, but then they attached this franchise to it, and it's terrible because it has nothing to do with that franchise.
Yeah, it's called Cloverfield.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't the thing that we were talking about. There was something else that we talked about that was, in context, it was a terrible movie, but then you take out that it's attached to whatever video game it was, then and it's like, no, and in that case, the movie's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we both agreed that it was a great movie. I just don't remember what it was. We both agreed that it was a really good movie, but then being attached to a video game, it was absolutely fucking terrible.
I don't recall.
It may have been a TV show. It may have been a movie. We were talking about it. I remember the conversation.
Was it Resident Evil?
No, it couldn't have been Resident Evil. I don't feel like
the TV show though.
I feel like it was something along. It wasn't Halo, but it was something along the lines of like that, where it was like they fucked up all the lore and it had nothing to do with anything. But then you take it apart and make it not a part of that franchise, and it was an amazing movie. And we both agreed, like, had it not been a part of that franchise, it would have been a good movie.
It's possible.
I don't remember what it is, but okay, all right. And anyways, that is enough of that. Me speculating here, ladies and gentlemen. Have something you want to discuss? Connect with us on all the social media places. If it exists, we are there at Distance Nerding. Or if you want to send us an email and have us read it on the air, you can email us at distancenerding@aol.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not been paying attention to our social media, I am going to be starting a new campaign daily. We're going to be putting out polls. We're going to be putting out fun facts, things like that. So be ready to see all that stuff start popping up. We've already got a couple of polls going right now, currently on Instagram. We have what was the better 80s nostalgic TV show, Cobra Kai or Stranger Things? Currently, Stranger Things is winning, but there are a few votes for Cobra Kai. So, guys, put in your votes, and we will see everybody there. So, that being done, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us for this week. We will see everybody tomorrow for game night. Jen has a lovely, lovely Jep Nerdy ready
Holiday
for
edition.
everybody there. Holiday edition.
Mm-hmm.
So be ready to sound like an idiot while trying to say things correctly. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. We will see everybody on the next show. And again, tomorrow at 6:30, live here on YouTube. Same U channel, same U place. DistanceNerding.com. All right, we'll see you everybody later.
Bye.
Thanks, and keep nerding together. Bye.